Hey, welcome to the Alphana Getting Started demo. I'm Sebastian Mora, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Alphana. And today I'm going to show you how you could turn any video or podcast or YouTube video into over 30 pieces of content. And so one of the first things that we're going to do is we want to be able to update our custom instructions. Okay, I'm going to do that by clicking on the top left, and I'm going to expand this sidebar. In this sidebar, I'm going to click here on the drop down where my email address is, and I'm going to click settings. Now I'm going to go ahead and clear this, but I want to show you how we could create this, because in settings what we're going to do is we actually want to generate and tell our AI how do we want the style of the content to be written. You're going to go back into Alphana and we're going to paste it here into the global instructions. Now I'm going to click save. You're going to make sure that this says enable global instructions. This is so important because if you don't have your custom instructions, then the content may not be written the way that you prefer for your content to be written. So it's just important that we go ahead and do that. Perfect. So now that we have our custom instructions, I'm just going to head back to the dashboard. Now we are going to create our first project. I'm going to come here and click the create button. And now in the create button, you'll see that you'll have options to be able to select from a library of different pieces of content that you could use to be able to create content from. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and upload a YouTube video. So I'm going to go ahead and paste this YouTube video here. Now keep in mind, you could also add your own file. So upload a video or audio from your computer. You can connect your Dropbox, OneDrive, Google Drive. So we give you plenty of options to pull sources from. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and use YouTube, and I'm going to go ahead and import this video into my library so we can leverage it to be able to create content. Great. Now the video is successfully imported. I skipped the uploading part, just that way I could save some time for you guys. So now what I want to do is I want to be able to create content. So you're going to see options down here on these two tabs. One is called cards. Cards are going to be individual pieces of content you can create. I'd like to generate a blog post, or maybe a LinkedIn post, or an X Twitter thread, or even like Instagram Reels. And what's great is that we have an entire library of these cards. Templates, if you click on the templates tab, they're going to generate multiple pieces of content at once. And so for example, the first two you see here is a summary template and a marketing template. If I do marketing and I click expand, you'll see each one of these little pieces are content that will be created onto the project. And so for example, these are what we call AI cards, because they'll generate a blog post, ideas, any one of those. If I continue to scroll down, you'll see we have an entire library of different templates. Some might have 5 pieces of content, others might have 30, others might have 10, but they all depend. And what's great is you can expand underneath and you can see all of the content that would be generated if you select this template. So in this case, I took it from YouTube. I'm going to go ahead and use the YouTube content workflow. Okay, you could choose any one you want, but I'm just going to use that one for this demo. I'm going to go ahead and hit next, and you can edit the transcript if you'd like to edit like the names, the speaker names, or correct misspellings. You could just click yes. For now, for the purpose of the demo, I'm going to go ahead and skip it, and I'm going to click generate. Once you click generate, what we are doing is we are now analyzing the video, we're transcribing it, and based on that content, because we have all of these cards that we're going to create, we're going to automatically start generating all of the content for you. So we'll just give this a second. So as you can see right now, it's transcribing, and we're going to generate all of this content for you. They're all loading right now. You'll see as I scroll down, content automatically starts generating right in front of your eyes. So what's great about this is you get to see the content as it's being written, and that happens for any of these cards as you scroll down. As long as they're writing, you see now this is the Twitter card. You'll see that this one right now is generating a full thread that you can use for X, aka Twitter. Here's a blog post, video, giving you a video recap, right? This is great to turn your content into blog posts. So we'll just let this finish up here. All right, looks like the project completed. We successfully imported a video, and look at all the content we've generated, okay? You've got yourself a nice YouTube description that you can use to either summarize or drop into YouTube. We generated YouTube shorts. So these, what we did is we analyzed the video and we found several different clips that we can use. And the great thing is you'll see here that it tells you the timestamp of the video that we're using. Now, one key thing that I recommend is when you press play, it allows you to preview these clips, but keep in mind, these clips are only for preview purposes, okay? So for example, let's say your face is not centered in the screen. That is okay. We are just trying to figure out, and this is what you're looking for here, is the start and end time the right portion of the video that I'm looking for? So really you're watching and listening to it and seeing if that's a good start and end point. If everything looks good, you can now customize. So for example, I can enable captions. I could customize the style and the colors to my brand. So let's just pretend I use red for now. Not only that, but I could set up auto. So auto, essentially, if you've got multiple speakers in the video, or maybe you're off center, like I'm all the way aligned here, auto will automatically center the main speaker, or if you've got multiple, it'll automatically stack them. This is all automatically and it'll reframe them for you. But let's just say you are sharing your screen inside of a video. Okay, sharing your screen, you don't want to use auto because it's going to crop it out a little bit more, right? You're going to want to use fit. You're going to want the content to scale inside of the video, okay? Just today, we aren't able to reframe shared screen content, so we don't stack it above and put the person below. It only works with detecting faces and speakers, which is why we recommend using fit. Once you're done, you could select whether you want vertical, square, or landscape to export. Of course, I'm going to go ahead and do vertical because this is YouTube Shorts, and click download. So this is just letting you know that the video is now exporting. We are processing the AI to be able to cut everything out, and then we'll export that clip for you so you can have it access to it, okay? Also keep in mind the colors and the styles for captions. It won't show up here in the preview, but that will show up in your download. So that's an example of YouTube Shorts. Other things we generate YouTube thumbnails based on the content. So you'll see here we generated 4 beautiful thumbnails that could be used, and they even include with text. And so here's one called, turn it up to 15, play to win, smart work versus hard work. I mean, look at the impressive quality of these images. They look amazing. Now, if they don't fit your style, that's okay, because on any content card, right, these are what these cards are set up like, you can click the edit button. And if you're wondering why were these images generated that way, all you have to do is read the prompt. And we actually describe exactly why or how we created these images. And so you get full access to this and you can make edits. Maybe you don't like the color scheme, maybe you don't like the style, maybe you don't want it to look realistic, maybe you want it to look anime or cartoon. You can customize the quality, the size, maybe these are wide, which are good for YouTube, but maybe you want them square or vertical. And you could select whether to create 1, 2, or 4 images. Not only that, but we create things like quote image. So in a comic style, again, you could change the style. It doesn't have to be comic style. We generate your chapters, titles, screenshots. And so you'll see all this content, which you'll have access to be able to come in and to be able to review. Now, if you don't like the way the content is written, because maybe it's not pulling in your tone or any style, please, you could do 2 things. One is you could just hit regenerate. And by regenerating, it's telling our AI, hey, this output was not good. Try one more time, okay? And so you can go ahead and hit regenerate. The second thing you could do is you could click edit, and you can add more notes in here, like, hey, you know what? Make it sound more natural and conversational. Whatever you want it to say, you could just type that in here and then go ahead and hit generate again, and that'll help tailor the content a little bit more towards your liking. So this is a high-level demo. It kind of shows you how you could create content. I really encourage you, as you're getting started, to go ahead and create a project, upload a video. And if you're on a trial for now, what you could do is you could select from any of these projects. And what's great is you could select them, and you can come here and you could just add a card from our library, so you can experiment to see what types of content could be in here. So for example, if I want to add a card and I'm looking to generate maybe a blog post, I just search blog post, and I have a range of options of blog posts that I could choose. So I just encourage you to go ahead and select one of these. And so I'm just going to go ahead and select list style blog post. And so that'll let you experiment to see, okay, what types of cards, what types of content I can create, and you can go ahead and drop those into any one of the 3 sample projects that are automatically loaded once you sign up for Alphana. So this is showing you now live a blog post that I just generated. That's all based on the video that I added inside of Alphana. And so there you have it. So that's a wrap. I'm Sebastian Mora, and I am the CEO and co-founder of Alphana. This was a high-level demo and a getting started walkthrough. If you have any questions, you could just reach out to me directly. I'd be more than happy to help. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.